Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fine Feathered Friends History Redo. My name is Jay Bird, and today's episode is Benedict Arnold's Invasion of Canada. On June 27, 1775, the Continental Congress authorized General Philip Schuyler to send an invading army north into Canada. Unable to personally lead the invasion, he appointed Richard Montgomery to take his place, instead using a route that would take him through Lake Champlain. Benedict Arnold, displeased about being passed over to lead the invasion, spoke to George Washington about a second expedition into Canada and joined Montgomery's troops. Washington agreed with Arnold's two-pronged assault plan and authorized him to lead a command of 1,100 soldiers. Arnold and his men had to travel north through the wilderness, braving potential attacks from hostile natives and the grueling weather. The expedition left Cambridge on September 11, 1775, with over 1,100 soldiers by the time they reached the St. Lawrence River on November 6th. They had about 600 wet and starving men. The soldiers had to march through boggy swampland. Their meal rations were spoiled. They were reduced to eating their own belts, boots, candles, and ate mushy flour just to survive. The men were so desperate for food, they ate Captain Dearborn's dog. He said, "The men ate every part of him, not excepting his entrails, and after they finished their meal, they collected the bones and carried them to be pounded up and to make broth for another meal." The maps they relied upon failed to show miles of swamplands, delaying their advancement for weeks. Thanks to the badly drawn-up maps, the trip that was only expected to be 180 miles ended up lasting over 350. Arnold and his soldiers reached the city of Pont-l'Evêque on November 9th, where they planned to launch their invasion from. All of the nearby boats were destroyed on the orders of the Lieutenant Governor of Quebec because news of the impending attack reached the city. Arnold ordered his officers to purchase canoes from the locals and the St. Francis tribe. The soldiers waited until the night of November 13th to cross the St. Lawrence River after waiting out several days due to bad weather. 800 men in canoes managed to sneak past two warships, cross the St. Lawrence River, and land near Quebec City. Quebec City was defended by Lieutenant Colonel Alan Macklin, along with 150 troops from the Royal Highlands Immigrants Regiment, 500 local militia, and 400 Marines from the two warships mooring in the St. Lawrence River. Arnold's soldiers reached the Plains of Abraham on the outskirts of Quebec City the very next day and sent a messenger with a letter of surrender to the governor, Guy Carleton. Arnold's letter was never answered, and unable to properly siege a city without artillery, he ordered his soldiers to retreat to the nearby town of Pont-au-Tremble on November 19th to wait for Montgomery's army. Montgomery arrived in Pont-au-Tremble on December 5th with 600 troops, along with 400 cannons and 6 mortars. He also brought winter clothes and supplies from a British ship, which was found abandoned when Montgomery and his soldiers captured the city of Montreal. The army laid siege on Quebec City for several weeks until a snowstorm on December 30th gave Montgomery the perfect plan to assault the city under the cover of the fresh snow. Arnold's forces would enter the north end of the city's lower town and smash their defenses. Montgomery would follow the St. Lawrence River and enter the south of the lower town and meet up inside the fortification. The snowstorm turned into a blizzard, and Montgomery was killed during the assault. Arnold's troops managed to sneak into the city, but were confused by the house-to-house fighting tactics used by the British and the winding streets of the city. The battle ended in confusion as Arnold's men retreated after suffering heavy losses. With Montgomery dead and Arnold wounded in the leg while trying to rally his soldiers, the Battle of Quebec ended in defeat for the Continental Army. Despite being outnumbered 3-1 and with dwindling supplies, Arnold refused to lift the siege of Quebec and retreat. General David Wooster arrived from Montreal in early April to relieve Arnold of his siege of Quebec City. Benedict Arnold would be sent to Montreal until the city was evacuated in May due to the arrival of British reinforcements that would eventually retake the city. Thus ends Benedict Arnold's invasion of Canada. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode of Find for the Friends History Redo. My name is Jay Bird, and I hope to see you soon. Take care now. Bye.